Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another book review. As you can see, my voice is pretty shot here today. But anyway, we're going to trudge through it regardless. I promised a review of Martin Popoff's new Judas Priest album by album book. Here it is. I happen to have taken part in this book, so it's a pretty special one for me. Hardcover book. Sizes maybe a little bit smaller than some of his other, really large books, but it's a nice heavy-duty book here. And $40 US, £28 UK, $52.99 Canada. And let's take a look at this here. So basically every Judas Priest studio album is covered here. Do not go into the live albums, although they do get mentioned by various panel members. So these are panel books, panel review books. So basically this is Martin putting together small panels of people to discuss and review each of the albums. So on each album you have a different crew, kind of like what Jamie Laszlo does on the review crew, right? And Martin basically asks us questions about the songs, about the albums, and we give our take on them, so to speak. And each, like I said, each album has a different crew. I worked specifically on Rock-A-Rolla, the debut. I also talked about Jugulator, and I also discussed Redeemer of Souls. So, which, was kind of fun for me, because although I would have really enjoyed to do some of the classic ones. Everybody wants to do the real classic albums, right? So I was fine with going and tackling some of the albums that maybe folks more comfortable tackling, right? And the interesting one really for me was tackling Jugulator, because this is an album I hadn't heard in a long time, and I think I like it more than I used to now, which is cool. And I think it's always refreshing to talk about Rock-A-Rolla, because again, an album that nobody really talks about. And Redeemer of Souls is one of the more recent albums, so it's still pretty fresh in my head. But let's take a look here. Again, these books are filled with all sorts of great people. So just to let you know who else contributes to this, who else is on the panel. So in addition to myself, you've got Charlie Benante from Anthrax. You've got Andy Black Sugar. You've got Chris Caffrey. You have Rich Davenport. You've got Bobby Blitz Ellsworth, of course, from Overkill. Marty Friedman. John Gaffney, Lair the Alchemist, Danko Jones, Jimmy Kay, of course from the Metal Voice. We got Sean Kelly, great musician, songwriter. Todd LaTorre from Queensryche, Slash from Guns N' Roses, Stephen Reed, our very own Stephen Reed, Matt Thompson, and none other than Devin Townsend. So quite the cast that they have put together, that Martin has put together for this book. So I'm feel very proud to have worked with some of these folks to do this. And so again, just so you know the format. So here's Rock-A-Rolla. So you get a shot of the album cover, you get the track listing, all the relevant information about the album, who plays on it, who produced it, all that sort of thing. And it's loaded with photographs. And then here we get each album gets an introduction page by Martin, talking about his experience with the album, what his thoughts are, and then he goes into the kind of question and answer thing. So again, Martin just throws questions at us, and we give our take on, and most of the questions are centered on the songs. And throughout, you get all of our dialogue, and it's basically just folks chatting about an album. That's how it comes across, right? So if you're familiar with, we had a viewer made a comment that some of these books are kind of like listening to a podcast, except you're reading it, right? When you have people talking about an album, and it's very conversational, which is cool. And again, these are loaded with great photographs. And as you go through the book, obviously each chapter is a different album, and with each album is a different crew. So for Sad Wings of Destiny, you got Chris Caffrey and Todd LaTorre taking part. Like I said, some killer photographs. Very well put together. It's a very colorful book, loaded with live shots and studio shots and photos of concert posters and ticket stubs and things like that. Again, not everybody who discusses some of these albums are enamored with all of them, right? So it's basically you get all opinions, good or bad. on some of these. So it's interesting to read the commentary on albums like, Nostradamus and Ram It Down and Turbo, which are in the Ripper albums, right? So it's always kind of cool to hear people talk about some of these records, which maybe the general public doesn't love, but they do, or vice versa, right? Steven and I got to do Jugulator together, which was kind of cool. So yeah, a really cool book. If you're a Priest fan, you got to have it. It's just another one of Martin's very, very serviceable and enjoyable books that, for a major band, another way to kind of get in-depth kind of feedback and opinions on some records and kind of, revisit some of these all over again and hear what different people in the music industry have to say about these. So you got all sorts of rock stars and journalists taking part in this one, which is cool. You get the kind of different takes on things. So yeah, definitely check this out. Really, really well done book. Judas Priest, album by album. It's available at martinpopoff.com. I'll put the link down below for you guys to go check it out. And you can get it for the holidays. If you put your order in quick, he'll sign it for you. And a nice little thing if you want to get it for one of your loved ones or whatever, or just for yourself. So link will be below. Thanks for watching. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together. All the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options. All are below. Thank you in advance for everybody who does participate. We greatly appreciate your support. And we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.